So is it one of the best saturation, distortion, drive plugins out there? And I'm talking about Dist COLDFIRE by Arturia, and they already released a couple of other plugins and the Mellow-Fi tape not long ago. So they released the Distortion Dist Tube Culture, this one, and they released the OP Amp 21 as well as I said, tape Mellow-Fi. And so that's the fourth one related to distortion, but it's completely different. So it's not trying to emulate any real device. It's not coming to try and mimic tape or anything like that. It's completely different. Let's have a quick look inside. Right, so what we have here. So we have two units. We have A, we have B, and we can blend them. We can, what we can do is we can route them in different ways. So that's the very first thing that you need to know, is that right here we have this area where you see that graphics. If you click this, you'll see the routing options. Right now we have both A and B, and we're sort of blending them together, and we'll talk about what exactly are we blending. But then we can also serialize them. We can drive A into B, we can have them in parallel, we can also have stereo going left, right, and we have mid-side, and we have a band split, meaning frequencies. So some of the frequencies are gonna go with A, some of the frequencies gonna be affected by the B side. So that's already something super interesting and very, very creative. So now we got that. Let's see what exactly we have. So I'm gonna click this drop down, and you'll see that for each of the units we have different types of crushing and distortion and drives and whatever. And every time you select anything, so let's just go with the tape, for example. So we have this drive here. So we have the output dry, wet, of course. And if I'll select something else, the rectifier, I'll get something else, some other controls. If we go with the bit inverter, then we have completely different stuff. So that is for both of the units, for A and B. So they share the same ideas, same modules, and I can just select any for each of the sounds, each of the devices, and just go with that. So let's have a listen. Very, very cool. So that is so much fun. I mean, definitely you can use this on pretty much anything. I'm going to show you how this sounds on different synth that I have, and we can try this on anything. So before I even go any further, just go get the demo, play with it, and I'm going to put the links in the description of this video. And if you have any questions or anything, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. I answer, I think, all of the comments I get, so don't worry about that. And you can get in touch with me by joining the Discord server, the Plugin Academy. gonna put the link for that one also in the description of this video. This is where we can talk about this plugin or anything else, and that's just a community I'm building. So I'll see you there as well. So going back to the plugin here, so what else do we have? So I'm gonna show you the power, the real magic, if you will. So we have the advanced button here. So what is that? This is where you can modulate and you can automate things. So as you can see right now, we have some things going on here. Some things are just moving, and I'm going to just go with the template default. So right now we have these modules here, and for each one you can click this drop down and see that they have different assignments. So it can be an LFO, maybe a function that you can just draw, and it can be something else. Let's go with a follower. So it's an envelope follower, and we can also go with a sequencer, right? And the way it works is, for example, let's say that I want to go back to an LFO and I want to automate the bit depth. I want this to be automated. So I'm going to click this assign, and you'll see this arc just going across the different knobs that are just an option for us for the modulation. And I'm going to just click this and drag it up or down. But in this case, I can click this bipolar here and do something like this. So now this is an LFO. So obviously the rate is related to either free right now, like Hertz. Let's go with Hertz, right? It's free, or it can be locked to your BPM, in sync with your BPM, can be triplet, can be dotted. So let's go with synced and let's have a listen. Right, so that's the basic idea behind this. And what we can do is add more modulations. For example, we can go with the sequencer and just sequence stuff. And we have the direction. We can go right, left. We can go both ways, and we can just random, I don't know. So I actually need to read the user manual, which I usually do. But in this case, I skip it and I'm going to do it later. But let's have a listen. So I'm going to assign this to something else. For example, I can assign it to this frequency right here. And let's have a play. And that's the basic idea. So you get it. We have the different modules, the different units that will get you the distortion or the the saturation or the bit crushing, whatever. And then you can route them in different ways. And we have the master section for input and output, which you can, by the way, lock together, and they will move together, just to compensate. As you add more input, you get a little bit less of the output. Smart move here. And we have color. So color is sort of a tilt EQ, right? So if we go right, we'll get more of the high frequencies, and left more of the low frequencies. And we have the dry wet. I mean, that's the master dry wet. But now I want to show you very quickly the routing idea. So right now we have things in parallel where we can go serial. And we also have stereo, which means that we can just go and have just the left or the right. And as you go to the right, you get more of the B, and if you go to the left, you get the A. And now things get really, really interesting, because we have the mid side, and so the left here is going to be the mid, and then we have the sides. So we have different treatment or different processing for the mid and different for the sides. And finally, we also have band split. And as you just drag that knob here, just this slider, you'll see that we're going, as we go higher in the frequencies, we'll get more of the B unit. And if we go to the lower frequencies, we'll get more of the A unit. Right, so that's, I think, covering most, if not all, the ideas within this plugin, but I wanted to show you how this sounds on different instruments. So I have a bunch of synths here by Arturia, by the way, and let's just have a listen. Right, so I have the Sam V synth here, and let's have a listen. And I'm gonna go without our plugin. And now let's have Dist COLDFIRE. And if we click the advanced, we'll see what really happening here. Right, so we have this LFO, and if we'll take a closer look, we'll see that we actually have this shape here, and there's something going on with the symmetry. And so there's a lot of depth here, a lot of things that you can do. We are only touching the surface. Let's try another preset. And to remind without. And you know, I think let's try some other sounds. So this pad is pretty cool, but I'm gonna try something else. Let's try some other sounds. Beautiful, and I want to show you how this sounds on the augmented strings and voices. Right, so this is the augmented strings, a beautiful instrument. Let's have a listen, and I'm going to bypass our plugin here. Let's try something else. Pretty cool. So I'm going to get our plugin here and let's have a listen. Right, and without. Let's try more. Augmented voices. This is a beautiful instrument, again, for vocals, of course, and well, it sounds really good. And let's get our distortion. And let's try some more. Right, so that is Dist COLDFIRE. Really hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next videos. Thanks, bye-bye.